This is SHE 3576. Good afternoon, sir. So glad that you could come with us. We have missed visiting with you.
I have missed the contact with you. But time does not matter. We have all the time we need.
That is good. We have thought of many questions that pass through our conscious minds and have hoped that we could find some other overview of such questions.
I will be glad to give you what information I can.
Thank you, Miranon. One of the prime questions that had occurred to us in reviewing our conversations was the necessity of creating a station in California when, from your point of view, the area of California may well be in geological trouble. This presents a problem in our way of thinking. How will we know it is secure and safe to be there?
You will be safe there if you are in the northern part of the state, near where I told you before. I would also assure you that you would be protected from any harm. Not all of California will disappear. A lot of it will be in turmoil. But there are other groups there who are working that will also be protected from harm.
Thank you. And then we will rely on that as a point of reference. And in view of such other groups, also in a previous conversation we discussed the possibility of obtaining from you the names of other groups that we might contact or other persons that might speed the process for both us and such other groups. Have you any recommendations on that?
I would like to give you that information at a later time.
Very well.
You are aware of many of the groups now and are in contact with them. But when it needs to be a stronger contact, it will come, and I will help you when you need to make the contacts.
Very good. Then we will rely on that point, and that will be very gratefully received. Is there a particular message you have for us at this moment?
At this moment, it is important for you to begin to open as many doors as you can, to let people into your program who can expand it for you. You are doing this some in areas of the country. Do not be afraid. The people who are willing to work for you are doing fine and will continue to bring your program success. At this time, you are open to going in new directions. And this word, you you shared with me last time will guide you very much as you go forward. I cannot tell you what is to come. That is not my purpose in being here.
Although guidance is not beyond your purpose, is it not?
I can offer you guidance in giving you insight as to what will happen, or in giving you guidance as to what can be done with individual people. But I cannot tell you, I am not allowed to tell you exactly what will occur.
You used a strange word for us then. You used the word allowed. Who restricts you in this?
That is hard to explain. There, on my plane, there is no restriction from, you have in your world a concept of authority, of people who have the power over other people. Am I correct?
That is correct, and I do not make that assumption from your overview.
No, here we understand that each person within himself knows what can be done, what is wise to be done. And when I say that I am not allowed to tell you, it is my own self that does not allow it to happen. It is, you must tear the veil for yourself. I can show you the corner of the veil, and I can help you lift it, but I cannot tear it open for you.
We certainly will be satisfied with just a corner of the veil, and we will do our best to tear it open as gently as possible.
That is wise.
However, as we would go to older and more experienced persons for guidance and counseling, we hope that we can come to you on that same basis.
Yes, I am here. I am here to give you what counsel I can. There is an interesting concept that I have been working with, penetrating into Leana's concept, into her mind. The purpose of guidance and the purpose of counsel. I have said earlier that I am a part of Leana. Any guide that can make contact must be a part, must have a close relationship with the person with whom he is making contact. This is very hard to explain.
We would like to understand it.
There are guides for every person. We have all split in many ways. And yet we must all come back together before this phase is over. And the guides who have gone a little farther, that's not a good word either, because it's all the same distance, or progress is not relative on my plane. But we must all reach a point where we can come back together. And my purpose now is to gather up the other parts of myself and help as I can for them to see. Leana has 5 guides who are working with her. You have 9 that I know of, but I am sure there are many others.
How did this separation take place of the many parts of which you are one? And why did it take place?
It is all necessary. There is a need for each potential to be developed and explored within each of us. It is like a rubber band that has to expand, and the parts of itself are still connected, but some have expanded in one direction and some in another. And for the tension to be released, all of these many parts must come back together. And then, with the parts all working in harmony, like the rubber band, it has never really separated. It has never fully been broken. Veils have been drawn so that, for example, Leana has had a sense of being separate from all that she is a part of. But she has never been separate completely. The band is never broken.
Are there parts of Leana or parts of me who are in physical existence on this earth now, in addition to Leana and me?
From my plane, yes, there are many of you in existence. You are all a part at the same time of the same rubber band. And time has no value. This is why it is hard for me to give you names, because I do not know you distinctly by names.
I understand.
But when you say now in reference to your time, just a minute, I have to check. Yes, there is a part of you that is doing research very much like what you are doing now in what you call Russia. Leana, at this moment in your time, has no counterpart. Otherwise, I would have to be working with that one too.
I see. Another point. Before the rubber band was stretched, what was the rubber band? Or what is it? What is this total of which it is now stretched?
It's total of which this total that is now in tension has been tried to be defined by many of your philosophers for many of your earth years. For me, it is the creative energy. That is how I know it. And it is forever in motion. Before it began to be stressed, before the tension began to be as it is now, there was the creative energy that was there. It was not being used as it could be. The tension is also necessary for this creative energy to be used. However, the tension needs, it is like your heart. It needs to pulse. It needs to tense and relax for the true creative ability of it to be felt. And at this period in your time, it is not pulsing as it should be. The tension is increasing. And this is why there are many forces coming to open the way to letting it relax. All forms of your energy are based on a pulsing. The work you are doing is based on a pulsation. Your body is based on a pulsation. And so is this creative energy. Life cannot exist without it.
How was the decision made to put the energy under tension in order to let it perform?
It's the rhythm. I have thought of this. I am only on level 46 myself and do not understand all of the mysteries. But the sense that I have is that it is the rhythm.
Alternate patterns of tension and then relaxation, as it were.
Yes, or pulsing, or expansion, contraction. I have watched Leana. She is in touch with some of this, with some lessons she is working with on life. And I'm not sure that she is aware of the full potential. She should explore that more. She is listening today.
Good.
Is low. I cannot stay much longer. Do you have a final question?
Yes. Hopefully we will not be apart so much and be together again soon. I was in a personal transaction meeting yesterday, and I wondered if you are able to perceive any advice concerning this meeting that I had yesterday, because it preoccupies me much.
Of what is happening to you? And in the undertone, you will find your answer.
Are you aware of the one of which I speak, the problem of which I speak?
I am aware of the vibrations that you are putting out. I am not aware of the specific problem you are talking about. But I am aware that in your vibrations, the messages you are receiving have the appearance of one thing, and you need to look beyond that.
How may I do this?
You will need to get in touch with this pulsation. You are under tension now. Relax, and one of your guides will give you a clear message. I cannot give you clear messages because I am not one of your guides.
I understand. Yes.
But I don't feel in this issue you should stay on the surface. I can't help you that much.
All right.
I think it will be good for Leana to have time here, and I hope that she can plan an extended time here. I have much to say for you and for her.
We will plan it and arrange it.
Good.
And if she is listening, then she will understand. Thank you for being with us, and I will be with you again very, very soon. If you feel it is time for Leana to return.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, I'm fine.
That's good. Just relax and move easily and comfortably back to 10. Move easily and comfortably back to 10. When you return to consciousness number 1, when you return to the conscious waking physical state, your body will be so equalized as to overcome all those things that might hinder or prevent it from being and giving its best mental, spiritual, and physical self. The body physical will create within the system those properties necessary to cause the eliminations to be so increased as to bring the best normal physical condition for the body. The mental will so give that impression to the system as to build it. Whether you in turn were really, whether you were.
Well, I was conscious of his presence, but I wasn't really, as I said.
Oh, you were conscious of his presence. That was the cool thing.
Well, wait a minute. It's like I said before, I had a sense of being in the room where he was doing talking.
Mm-hmm.
But my mind was so tired, and I just didn't really listen to much of what he said. I'm sure if we talk about something that come back, it's kind of like what we talked about. How long did he talk?
Well, he came in very early, and I wondered if you remembered his point of coming at all. In other words, I said go explore, and then a very short time after that.
No, the last thing I remember, I was having these beautiful flashes of a purplish red and green light.
Here we go again.
And I just went exploring on those. They were really pretty. It was like giving me water almost, except I was just in the light. And then I became conscious that, oh, he's back there. And so I just stopped pulling at the light. And I just sort of went in space. And you said I was very deep.
Well, no, but you were when you came after. Actually, as a matter of fact, your relaxation pattern came after you left.
I know when I came back, I felt like a tremendous weight was lifted from my body. And I said before, I just can't feel something. It was just like that. And when I came back, I just felt like
Yeah, that's what I meant. But after you came back, it was just smooth. Well, did you remember his very desirous of your coming and spending a couple days so we can have a long, protracted conversation. And this is more, I think, for your benefit than anybody else's. So we have to have a board meeting or something. Yeah.
I remember hearing something when they were talking about. I heard the word. I heard something talking about guides or something. I heard the word guidance. And it had something doing with pulsing. And when I came back in, my whole body was pulsing. It's like I could really feel it right in the veins. And the wings pulsing.
Oh, I haven't asked you recently. How's your leg doing?
I recognize the tension right now.
Well, we get another piece of information this time. Granted, I am pushing some fairly, I wouldn't say basic, but cosmological approach. I asked you the most important thing is what is the rubber band before it gets stretched? Do you remember that? And he said, I'm only on the 46th level. I don't, in essence, I've thought about it, but I'm not really sure. It's great. I'm always very encouraged when someone says, really, I don't know, or I'm not sure. It's the healthiest thing. Total omniscience bothers me. Sure.
I have a sense that, like you were saying, Tom talked about all the different schools. I have a sense that this whole Earth plane and all the guys is just like maybe the elementary school, and after we leave this, we're going to the higher. I just have a sense that this is the higher.
Oh.
This is the highest.
I guess one of our greatest problems is perspective. I have to many times myself go and reaffirm that perspective. Just as you do. Me, you have a number of things that preoccupy you very deeply. And you get almost buried. It's hard to realize.
place. But that is what it's all about, is that experiential. It seems that you have more than one guide. How many? Oh, describe that. There's a lot of guides working their way down. This way.
Oh, I know. You used the word overview again.
Yes.
And the flash that I had when I was coming back out was that, okay, when you've got an overview, you can see the whole thing really clearly, but you can't see the minute details like you can when you're down in the underview of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see where he would have a lot of thoughts coming in on a specific. Does that make any sense? That was the flash of when I was coming down from 10 to 1. I just sort of had things down. It's like when you're in an airplane, you can see the landscape. Just not much makes sense.
Then theoretically, if one had a form of
Super telescope, they could focus in on that one particular thing for that one particular moment.
see, one should be able